persons from, okay, now it's got it. Hello, persons from YouTube. Today's topic is the decision of learning. And all persons is here. And guys, the other persons who joined the room, hello. I hope the day was really good. And I sent the questions on the chat for everyone again. Wait a minute. And I will open the rooms, okay? So wait a minute. I will open right now. But everyone has the questions? Yeah? All right. So enjoy the conversations, guys. Please be respectful. If you want, choose a leader to guide the conversation, to manage the time, and see you in 45 minutes, maybe. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, if you don't receive invitation, you stay with me here in the main room. All right, everyone. Arthur, Bruna, Rodrigo, and Rossini. Hello, Rossini.
Hello, Gabriela, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine also, thank you.
Okay, great. Hello, Bruna.
Hello.
Hello. So, Bruna, you start. Present yourself, please.
Sure. So I'm Bruna, I'm 31. I have a degree in accountancy, and I'm also studying from become a data analysis, data analytics. And I'm living in Dublin, Ireland, and I was born in São Paulo. I'm here on Chinchi since March of this year, and I love to be here with you, Gabi.
Thank you. Great, Bruna. Thank you. And Arthur, what about you? Present yourself.
Okay, my name is Arthur. I am 25 years old. I'm from Altamira, Pará, but I'm living in Goiânia almost 7 years. I had a degree in computer science. I'm in data analysis too. I live with my sister. I have a dog, and I think that's it.
Oh, thank you. It's great, Arthur. Long time I don't see you, by the way.
Back now.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome again. And Rossini, present yourself, please.
Hello guys, my name is Rossini, I'm 30 years old. I'm living in Florianopolis. I have an undergraduate degree in electrical engineer, but I work in IT area as developer. And I have been in TNT for 2 months, I think.
Great.
And I have a cat also.
Oh, I love cats and dogs too. Thank you, Rossini. Me and Rodrigo already presented, so go on to the questions. Question number 1. What kinds or methods of learn anything do you like best? Arthur, you start.
I used to learning only theory, but now I changed it. My method of learning now is do anything evolve knowledge, and after this I correct it and improve, and I think it's a cycle about this.
Yeah, it's always a cycle. I guess the learn is talking about language. The first step you want is, I know all the letters, all the words. I want to know the grammar perfectly. When you realize it, you don't have the perfect grammar, since your mother tongue is so easy to learn another language, I guess. And about you, Bruna?
So it's funny because I meet some people, native speakers who talks in Portuguese better than I. So it's crazy because some people study the details, you know. So my method of learning is repetition and practicing a lot, because if I'm just reading something or just watching, so it's not enough for me. So mainly in English, if I'm not try to talk and try to listening different kinds of accents, so it helped me a lot. So it's like an immersion, you know. When I'm immersion in something new, I need to study a little bit every single day or every week, constantly. I'm not doing it, I just forgot. So it's terrible. So it's my
Me either.
point. Wow, it's crazy.
Me either. My mind forgot almost everything.
Me too, me too.
But you said something really interesting in the beginning. I know a person who learned Portuguese, and the person talked to me, oh no, you write this thing wrong. And it's because I put the wrong porquê in the question.
It's normal to happen. My gosh, so
Oh,
the rule is I didn't remind it. So grammar in Portuguese.
it's so difficult, so difficult. We
Yeah.
passed 10 or more years doing life working with grammar in Portuguese, and nowadays
Yeah,
we don't know.
forgot. I agree.
Oh, it's really good. But yeah, I have two types of learn. I search about it. Is the Pacific learn and actively learn. Maybe Bruna, you are the actively, because you speak and listen more than you write and read. You know
Yeah,
about
can
it?
be. It's a new word that I didn't know.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
have
a theory. It's a
no.
practice.
It's more practical. You know, you need the theory, but you don't spend more than 1 hour in theory. You prefer spend more in actively lessons, you know,
Yeah,
like immersions. It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
good. And when I search about it, my mind feel like exploded. And how about you, Hosseini?
So during the college, I used to study through books and theory, exercise. But now nowadays, when I study something related to my profession, my career, I prefer to watch some videos and doing more practical exercise and share knowledge with another peers, to talk more with people who has the knowledge. I think that it works better, and I think it is.
It's really great, the power of technology, because nowadays you go to the YouTube, like Rosina said about see a video, you go to the YouTube and see a person explain you in 5 minutes. I think you spend 1 hour or more to try to understand. So it's really, really good. I use the technique too, since in the kitchen. When I don't know how to cook, I go to the YouTube and put like practice breakfast. Always have a recipe. Always. I love the technology. And how about you, Rodrigo?
When I am learning about technology, and I agree totally with Rossini, I use YouTube videos also, then and I read some documentations to understand how to things to works maybe. But in English, when I am study, I never study Grammarly. I think this grammar is really boring. Then I need to communicate. I get some examples and try to memorize and listen sometimes to repetition. Like Bruna said, I like to repetitions many times, and I try to read to listen audios, small audios that I can to repetition some audios and sometimes many times to it get in my head. This is it works for me. Also, I am trying to watching videos from native speakers doing doing things in natural in day by day, speaking in the natural way. This is really important because when you talk with native speakers in work or in other place, it's real different from the study. And I am to get the partners and expressions that they talk about using the YouTube videos from that. That's it for me.
Yeah, it's really good when you learn another language. I have a tip. I start to learn cartoons when I start a new language. I like to hear the native speakers, but the cartoons for me is I feel like a child. Have so many colors. I understand it better in this way. I don't know, but it's really good, like how we could learn with technology, like all the time you learn. If you open the Instagram right now, have a lot of uh personal EG about English, Spanish, other things, so it's really good. Since on TikTok, I guess, have a lot of teachers talk, and it's really good. But guys, grammar is important. uh, I'd say that for me too, because I agree with you, Rodrigo. Rodrigo is really boring, really boring. So to take a book and study grammar, but I hope someday will be good learn grammar, maybe. So guys, I skipped the question number 2 because everyone answered. Question number 3. When you learn new things, is there always a step learn curve for you? Arthur.
I don't know. I think it is depends on subject. So the subject and the activity, because, for example, I play saxophone. It's completely different. I can see learning English. So I think it depends the subject, the activity, but sometimes we have a, can I say, não sei, uma propensão learning about this activity if I try learning. So it depends about this subject.
Yeah. And have some subjects, Arthur, do you have more like difficult to talk or to not to learn, but to understand maybe? Do you have that?
For example, politics, it's a subject I don't understand much. I don't interested about this stuff too, because I think it's independent. Depends. Lula Bolsonaro having has a president. I don't give a shit because this. I try. Can I say? Live independent on this. I think if I can better life, I'm responsible about this, nor politics, for example.
Yeah, it seems like, I guess in Portuguese and in English is difficult and delicate topic talking about politics, because if you don't have a patient with other person opinion, maybe start a discussion. And I avoid this kind of thing. I avoid discussions. I really don't like to discuss, like fighting with others because of different opinions. So it's really complicated. Here in Brazil, I can see it's important to know about politics. Of course, it's important, but the persons, sometimes when you talking about politics, maybe the person want you talking about like him or her, like you need to have my opinion. If you don't have my opinion, you are dumb. So really, really complicated to talking about that here. Oh, really? And you, Rodrigo?
I agree with Arthur and Gabi. And when I am learning something, the things that don't have any vocabulary is really difficult for me, like in politics, like in maybe music, maybe others subjects. I try to learn music also. I play drums and I'm studying and learning about play bass also. But some subjects is really different from me because I don't have a vocabulary, for some subjects. About technology, it's more easy because I'm working with it, I'm studying with it a lot. Then this is more easy to learn about technology, about things like that. That's it.
For me, it's the opposite. I have a problem with the technology subject, Rodrigo. I don't understand so much things. I talking about technology in a basic way, but if you're talking about codes and this and that, I don't understand nothing since in Portuguese. And it's difficult to, I don't know, to talk about something you don't know, like you said, Rodrigo. And yeah, sometimes you need more to hear than talk. So I try to do that here in TNT because a lot of us, we from technology, and sometimes I want to understand the jokes and I don't understand. So particular jokes. I need to understand. And you, Bruna?
So it's a hard process to me, even English and technology, because I don't have this mental health to deal with technology, maybe. because when I was studying for become a data analytic, so it's very hard to learn how program language program. So it's like English for me. If I don't practice, I forgot. So it's crazy process. So the most thing that I learned, it's a hard process, need to try and practice more and more. So have this steep learning curve, because I'm on the basic and try to go up for intermediate and advanced. So it's not easier. So I think it's like cooking, it's easier for me. But in general, when I try to learn a new thing, it's hard. And now I know how can I change my daily routine. So keeping some slots to study a little bit each kind of things. Because if I stop to study, I will forgot. So it's terrible.
Yeah,
And
you need. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I think just for Rossini answer, but go ahead, Gabi.
Go ahead, Rosina.
Rossini.
Sorry, Rosina. Answer.
There is no problem. People always had issue with my name pronunciation. Okay, so I had some step curve also in everything that I had to learn, but I think when is something that is similar, some other stuff that I already know, this step curve is lower, no? But I think what it helps me, some kind of guide that lead you from the basics to the advanced, no? So it makes the process more linear. And in how Bruna said, I need a routine to study every day because it helps me a lot. Study everything study a little every day.
It's great. Having a routine is always important. And Rossini, do you schedule your routine or only in your mind?
Oh, if I schedule like a draw, yeah, I use an app to keep a routine.
Like Google Calendar. It's like
yeah,
that?
it's a mix of Google Calendar with to-do list.
Oh, it's really good.
I'm going to share you the link. I really like this.
I want to see. I like that. But for me, I prefer the traditional way. I'm not a traditional person, not at all. But like about schedules, I always prefer physical agenda. I don't know if I don't put like in a right way to write and things like that, my thoughts doesn't work. I try to use Google Calendar, but I forgot to open. I forgot and don't do nothing in the day.
I feel you, Gabi. Even when I studying, I I like to write in everything, just on the codes and the English words. So I think I can memorize more.
Like you can't see, but behind of my computer have a lot of post-its.
Post-its.
a lot about
too.
different things, and sometimes in Portuguese too, like you dump, continue. So I'm not a positive coach with myself, so I need to put some papers to remember me to do the things. My mother feel crazy, want to go to the trash, all these papers. But I try to say no, it's good for me. please don't do that with my papers. So guys, go ahead to the other question. Question number 4. Does learning always make you motivated to do things? Do you prefer to be motivated or be constant in the learn? Bruna, what do you prefer? What do you think?
So I think the things make me motivate when I can see the results about these things, if I'm feeling stuck with something, I really dismotivated. So I need to see it every, every month, every week, I don't know. When I trying to read something, for example, and I need to stop all the time, I make me frustrated, So the other question, do you prefer to be motivated? Yeah, I really prefer to be motivated. So I think it's making the process easier when you have the targets and you'll be motivated. So it's helped a lot. Yes, that's my point of view.
Yeah, it's great. Like, be motivated is always something you want to have in your day. But I really like. I always have this thought, and I guess when you feel stuck in some moment in your life, in some field, like you stud and you like the subject is not in your brain, you stud and stud and stud, and you can you can use. So I guess the constance is good in this time. Like every day you do something, is maybe you have motivation because you have constance. You get it, Bruna?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. If I don't have this constant, I start to procrastinating a lot. So it's a good point to remember.
The procrastination is really, really bad in human life. I hope this feeling doesn't exist anymore. It's really bad when you feel that. And about you, Rodrigo? What do you think?
Sometimes I am really motivated. Sometimes I'm not, but I try to be constant to learn every day a little bit. It's more important that study a lot in one day and procrastinate for older. And I try to be constant, study a little bit every day. It's really important for me. Every day I need to have contact with the thing that I am learning, because I need to be, I need to feel that I am studying a little bit every day. Maybe in weekends, usually I am go out with my wife, and I lost my routine, and then sometimes I thought I am lost I'm lost in my time for study. It's really important for me, but sometimes it's not possible. But I try to be constant for study every day a little bit.
Yeah, it's complicated talk about, like, I don't know you, Rodrigo. You said that because you said about going out with your wife, but on the week it's more easy to be constant.
Yeah, that's it.
On the weekend, it's always you want to stay in your bed and, and eat barbecue, drink a beer, so you don't think about I need to study.
Yeah.
So difficult. Even on Sundays, I guess. The Sunday is the horse day.
That's
I
it.
don't know, you feel that. I hate, but I try to study. I try, not always, but I try it. And you, Hasini?
I have the same opinion as the people. I try to not depend on motivation because it's very rare where I'm motivated to study. I usually I'm usually tired from the work, so if I depend on the motivation, it's not going to work. So I try to count on a routine, to study something. Otherwise, the chance, the odds of study are very low.
Yeah, it's hard because as always, all persons here as adult, and sometimes you want to learn, but it's not the motivation or the constance, it's the time. It's the lack of time. You want to do that, but you don't have time. So the frustration is increase more and more when you don't have time to learn something you really want to learn, or you have the necessity to learn. Yeah, it's complicated, but I agree with you, Rosini. I prefer to be constant because motivation, it's good in the beginning of the day when you wake up. You wake up because of your motivation. But in the rest of the day, if you need motivation to do something, maybe you feel stuck. I don't know. Depends on the person too. I talking about myself, so I'm this kind of person. And about you, Arthur? What is your thoughts?
I think like Bruno about the results, be motivate, but I prefer be constant because as we said, motivate it's over, for example, 5 a day. So be constant, I think, is more important to me. But I like everyone, I try be constant. For example, I disappear of the class about 2 weeks. I mean, I'm sick and I try change my routine for I can't every day I may be here. So I try this con this constant now in showing and participate the class. That's it.
It's really good to have this schedule because like we spend 1 hour here talking and listen and sometimes reading. So if you want to have classes, sometimes you read and writing. So it's something you do for your own purpose, but maybe I'm here to my own purpose. But when I bring some topics, maybe I help other persons for other purpose. So it's really good to have this activity every day. And you said, Arthur, you do that. Oh, here, do that. Rodrigo start yesterday. So I hope you continue. I hope to see you in the next week, Rodrigo, and all of us. And it's really, really good to do that.
I need continue.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I need continue.
I like to hear that.
We need to be constant here.
I need to be constant. I don't have choice.
Yeah, I like that. You don't
I
have
need
choice.
Study every day. I need study every day.
I like that. Don't have choice. Come to my meeting. I start to use it. So guys, the other question, I like this question. Question number 5. What good and bad experience have you had learning English? Rodrigo, you're new here, and I want to know about the other experience.
And sorry, let me read again the question.
Okay.
What good and bad experience have you had learning? Okay. I had a bad experience when I was working with native speakers, and I cannot understand. I cannot understand them. I I was really stuck in the meetings, and I found I need to improve my English, my English, my listening, my understanding. I thought, oh gosh, this is really difficult. When I was in meeting with maybe 10 people, all native speakers talking, everyone, and sometimes it's really difficult for me. It's a bad experience, and this is bad, but it's necessary for me improve my English. Good experience, maybe here with you. This is good experience because I learn, can I listen and understand you. And other class that I did with other teacher in particular study, is a good experience.
Oh, so great. And you said about your bad experience. I guess it's bad because you feel uncomfortable in the first moment. But thinking about, maybe it's a good experience. Like you heard, you see the other person's behavior around you. So my mother always said to me, maybe a bad experience in your work, on the school, or in the life, have a little good experience in the middle, maybe. And I always think like that.
That's it.
Maybe, yes, it's good. It's good. You don't understand. I feel you. When I had my first experience talk in English with a native speaker from Australia, I guess. I don't understand nothing. And I started to cry. In the middle of the conversation, I started to cry. And the person, oh, sorry. And I know, my bad. The problem is in me. And I continue. So it was a good and traumatic experience, I guess. And you, Arthur, what good and bad experience?
I think I don't have a bad experience in conversation, for example, in English, but I can say for example, I'm shy. Now I improve this, but if I used to more shy about starting a conversation, for example, in English. I'm shy, fear, all of these problems. But now with the classes, the immersions, I think I'm more confident about this. I think it's a good experience, but I don't have a bad experience in can I say in a real world. But I think it's a bad experience. For example, loss of a job opportunity because I don't speak English. So it's a bad experience for me.
And the good experience? Do you have any?
Here, improve my English. Be more confident. Start a conversation.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I heard a lot about this bad experience related with the conversation in English in a job, in an interview job. So it's really frustrating, I guess. But you're here. I think in the moment you could like speak in English, but now if you has the interview, maybe you will good. Maybe no, you will good. So I want to hear about it. Okay, Arthur. And you, Hassini, what good and bad experience?
Okay. The bad experience was in a job interview. I think it was 1.5 years ago. So I try a position to work abroad, but I didn't had my English was not enough to work with a foreign customer, and so I didn't pass. But it motivated me to study English again. So after that interview, I started to do particular classes again, and have been studying since there. And a good experience, I think. Every professor, every class, every experience, it's always very good. It's always exciting, interesting because it's a different stuff that I study. It's a different experience, very different experience related at my job, and that I stay uh, more focused. So I really like to study English to have a different kind of work and study.
Yeah, the words I said to Arthur is the same as for you, Rossini. Maybe you prepare to do a job interview in the past, but now you more than prepare. You will focus on that. I guess when you have the focus on something, maybe the motivation feel more easy to feel. I don't know. And you, Bruno?
I agree with Gabi said, because I got a job without a fluent English. So guys, you can't all get one job, of course. So I would say like a Rodrigo, when I join on some meetings that I cannot understand native speakers, so it's terrible. So until nowadays, so it's crazy. I feel really frustrated. So it's the bad things happen a lot of times, and I'm feeling good when I can understand some people, mainly no native speakers, no native English speakers, so it's easier for me. And the good point when I was traveling, so I can communicate with some people and meet about new culture, so it's a good point. And I think that there's two things walking together. Sometimes I can understand and I feel happy. Cannot understand 100% of the things. So it's a hard process and big challenge.
I'm with you, Bruna. And you live in Dublin, right?
Yes.
The first language in Dublin is Irish, right?
No, it's English and
It's
Irish.
English.
Yes, they
Oh,
both.
it's more easy.
Yeah.
It's
But
easy.
Irish English, it's terrible to understand. So
I can
it's
imagine.
worse than British English, so it's terrible.
Oh gosh. But all the persons who live in Dublin said have more Brazilian than natives in Dublin. Is right?
So it's yes, it's right, but depends where you work. So for example, I'm working on a company that don't have any Brazilians, so just me. So it's hard. But in the city center, you can see a lot of
You are a
Brazilians.
star. No?
Yeah.
It's hard to understand.
I can imagine. I can imagine. So, guys, hello. How was the conversation? Maria, do you like the conversation?
Yes, it was very nice. We got some tips for Ricardo. Ricardo have a lot of tips to share about how to learn English. It is for 40 years, 14 years old learning English.
But
And we
but the best method is the pact of the devil. It's the best method.
Yes, with the spectre, you will learn English in watching football games, like
Yeah,
that.
my nephew is scheduled interview with the devil, and they, oh please let me learn in English. I don't know what happened, but he learned in English watching football. I don't know.
One day I watched it with my aunt. I don't remember a soccer game in
Not
English.
soccer, football, American football.
Football. Oh, American football. No, I
Yeah.
watched soccer, Brazilian
No.
soccer, and I feel like okay, the person's learning English. We're angry here because the person talk like, oh, want to fight with you. I feel really like, oh, surprised the first time I see it. But it's a really good tip. I like that. And Katiana, hello. How was the conversation? Hello. How was the conversation?
The conversation is very good because we speak about the different forms of studying English and learning English very very well, and I think the Ricardo said many tips for learning English, and I think it's a very good conversation in English.
Oh, it's great to know. And Katiana, I have a question for you. Say to me 3 languages would you really like to speak?
I like to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love studying English now because now I stay in love with the English. In the past, I don't stay in love with the English because I don't remember barreira. I have a
Barrier.
yes in English, and in that time I don't like. I study every day, but I don't learning. But now for me, I in the peace and love in the English. And for me, I think the English I love it. I love it learning English now. In the future, I look for the Spanish and the Italian. But in the future, I need now study English and improve my skills in English because it's very necessary in my work now.
Yeah, I can imagine. You work in Petrobras, right? You said that.
Yes, that is very crazy. I have many meetings in English during the week, and sometimes the other colleagues have the idiomas, sotaque, accent. It's very crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so was English, Italian, and Spanish, right? Oh, Italian and Spanish is really closer. Really closer.
Yes, I think it's very similar with Portuguese because I think it's the Latin base is correct.
Romanic. Romanic. I guess it's Romanic. I don't remember the name, but it's the
Romantic language.
same.
But in
Romanic.
that language is not necessary use other member of your body, not just the tongue, but the hands. Okay.
Oh yeah. Brazilian and Italian.
Yeah. If you have your arms tied, it's not possible to speak in Italian or Spanish. Huh?
I am
Sim, Portuguese.
Portuguese too. Some people.
My family is an Italian family, and I speak with my hands.
Every time.
My family too. So guys, I sent on the top the chat. My feedback: 0, you hate me. 10, you love me. I always say that.
Yeah.
So take some tips for me. Gabby, I want to talk about more about language, more about studies, schedule, everything. I will search and bring some questions and interesting topics about it. Okay? So thank you for your time. And I hope you like the conversation because I love. So see y'all in the next week at 8 a.m. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye bye.